Hi, I'm Estelle. If you'd asked me 6 months ago, I would have said my family was pretty close-knit. Imperfect, sure, but solid. I rubbed my 8-month pregnant belly as my best friend Maya helped arrange gift bags on the table. Your mom would have loved seeing all this, Maya said, adjusting the blue-themed decorations. She always said you'd be the first to give her grandkids. Yeah, she did, I smiled, blinking back unexpected tears. First Mother's Day without her, and I'm about to become one. Maya squeezed my hand. She'd be so proud and excited about being a grandmother. Unlike my dad, who's mentioned the baby exactly twice since I told him. I straightened a crooked banner. Once to ask if Mark and I were getting married, and once to tell me his golf buddy's daughter had twins naturally. Classic Richard. Maya rolled her eyes. Hey, is your sister bringing that new guy, the investment banker? Devin? Yeah. Apparently it's serious. She texted me like 50 times this morning asking if the food would be good enough for him. My sister Vanessa arrived early, towing her boyfriend. Tall, polished, with the confident smile of someone who'd never heard the word no. Estelle? Vanessa air-kissed both cheeks. You look so maternal. Devin, this is my sister. Devin extended his hand. Congratulations. Vanessa speaks highly of you. Does she? I raised an eyebrow at my sister. That's new. Don't be dramatic, Vanessa laughed, but her eyes darted nervously. Where's Dad? Running late as usual, I said. Said something about picking up a surprise. As guests filled my backyard, I felt genuinely happy. Mark's parents flew in from Seattle. College friends I hadn't seen since graduation showed up with thoughtful gifts. Even my grumpy neighbor brought hand-knitted booties. Dad arrived 40 minutes late, making his entrance with a theatrical clearing of his throat. Everyone, I have an announcement! His booming voice silenced conversations. I froze, recognizing his important speech tone. Dad? I started. We were just about to... Today is already special because we're celebrating my first grandchild, he continued, raising his glass. But I have more wonderful news. My daughter Vanessa and her boyfriend Devin are engaged to be married. The silence lasted 3 excruciating seconds before confused congratulations started. Vanessa rushed forward, squealing and flashing a diamond ring I hadn't noticed. Devin stood smiling broadly beside my father, who clapped him on the back. Did you know about this? Mark whispered, hand protectively on my back. I shook my head, watching guests cluster around my sister. My baby shower decorations formed the backdrop for their impromptu engagement celebration. We weren't going to announce until next week, Vanessa gushed to her audience, but Daddy insisted we share the joy today. Maya appeared at my side. Are you okay? This is seriously messed up. It's fine, I said automatically, plastering on a smile. It's fine. But later, as Dad proposed a toast to both his girls' happy news and guests asked Vanessa about wedding plans instead of discussing my baby registry, Maya found me crying in the kitchen. Your dad hijacked your shower, she said flatly. You're allowed to be upset. When I mentioned it to him, he said I was being hormonal and overreacting, I whispered. Said I should be happy for my sister instead of making everything about me. Maya's eyes narrowed. Oh, hell no. That's gaslighting 101. It's always been like this. Vanessa's achievements front and center, mine as footnotes, I said, wiping my eyes. But today was supposed to be different. He didn't even apologize? Jennifer asked 3 days later, stirring her decaf latte. My college roommate had stayed in town specifically to help sort through this mess. Nope. Called to ask if Vanessa could use my wedding planner, I replied. Said nothing about the shower. What did Mark say? Jennifer pushed her glasses up her nose. He's furious. Wanted to confront Dad immediately, but I asked him not to. Why? Jennifer tilted her head. Because then I'd be the hormonal pregnant lady who sent her husband to yell at Daddy. I sighed. I need to handle this myself. My phone buzzed with a text from my Aunt Claudia, Mom's sister. Heard what happened. Coming over. 30 minutes later, Aunt Claudia's distinctive knock rattled my door. Where is he? She demanded, marching in without greeting. At 62, she carried herself with the energy of someone half her age. I'll rip him a new one. Nice to see you too, I smiled weakly. Don't joke, Estelle. This isn't the first time Richard's pulled this stunt. What do you mean? Claudia settled on my couch. Your high school graduation. Your mother spent weeks planning your party. And what does Richard do? Announces his promotion and turns it into a work celebration. I barely remember that, I admitted. Of course not. You were 18 and used to it by then. Claudia's eyes flashed. Your mother and I fought about it. She always made excuses for him. Dad says I'm overreacting because of pregnancy hormones. Classic Richard deflection, Claudia snorted. Have you talked to Vanessa? She sent a text saying sorry if you felt upstaged. Wasn't my idea. If, Claudia's voice rose, that girl's been riding your father's favoritism train her whole life. My doorbell rang again. To my surprise, it was Vanessa's friend Zoe. Sorry to intrude, she said awkwardly. I was at your shower and, well, it's been bothering me. Over coffee, Zoe revealed what she knew. Vanessa told me before the shower that Devin proposed last month. They were keeping it quiet until her birthday party next week. Zoe twisted her napkin. She mentioned your dad insisted on announcing it at your shower because all the family would be there anyway. So it was planned? Not spontaneous? Jennifer asked. Definitely planned, Zoe confirmed. Devin even asked your dad's permission 3 weeks ago. And nobody thought to ask mine? At my own baby shower? My voice cracked. I felt horrible watching it happen, Zoe admitted. Vanessa knows it was wrong. She's just afraid to stand up to your dad. Well, I'm not, Claudia declared. Family dinner this Sunday. Your father's hosting. We're all going… I don't know. I hesitated. Estelle, Jennifer leaned forward. If you don't address this now, it'll happen again. Next, it'll be your baby's first birthday upstaged by whatever new thing he decides is more important. Sunday dinner at Dad's house felt like walking into a performance already in progress. Vanessa and Devin sat close together on the sofa, while Dad poured drinks and bragged about Devin's recent promotion. Estelle, you're glowing! Dad kissed my cheek as if nothing had happened. We need to talk, I said quietly. After dinner, he waved dismissively. I made reservations. No, Dad, now. The room stilled. Mark squeezed my hand supportively. Is something wrong? Dad frowned, looking genuinely confused. Yes, you hijacked my baby shower to announce Vanessa's engagement. Dad laughed nervously. That again? I thought we moved past that. When exactly did we move past it? During the conversation we never had? You're being dramatic, Vanessa interjected. It was just an announcement. At my baby shower, I turned to her. The one event that was supposed to be about my child. Everyone was still excited about your baby, Dad said defensively. We just added more joy to the occasion. No, you shifted the focus completely, Mark spoke up. We watched it happen. And you planned it, I added. Zoe told me you all discussed it beforehand. Devin looked uncomfortably at the floor. So what if we did? Dad's tone hardened. It was efficient. Everyone was already gathered. Efficient? Aunt Claudia scoffed from the doorway. Is that what we're calling it? Claudia, this isn't your business, Dad warned. When you treat my niece the way you treated her mother, it becomes my business. Don't bring Margaret into this, Dad snapped. You've always done this, Richard, Claudia continued. Everything revolves around what you think is important. That's ridiculous. I support both my daughters equally. Really? I challenged. Name 3 things about my pregnancy without looking at Vanessa for help. Dad opened his mouth, closed it, then tried again. You're due in June. May, Mark corrected coldly. Look, I'm sorry if your feelings were hurt, Dad said, not sounding sorry at all. But this whole tantrum is overblown. It's not a tantrum to expect basic respect, I replied. Respect? I paid for half that shower. And apparently that bought you ownership of it. You're being ungrateful, Dad's voice rose. Both of my daughters had something to celebrate. I was being inclusive. No, you were doing what you always do, I said, surprising myself with my steady voice. Making sure Vanessa gets the spotlight? That's absurd. Tell her, Vanessa. My sister looked trapped. Dad, maybe we should have waited. See? Even Vanessa knows it was wrong. I pressed. Fine. Dad threw up his hands. I apologize for sharing good news at an inconvenient time. Is that what you want to hear? That's not a real apology, and you know it, Mark said. Dad's face darkened. I don't need parenting lessons from you. This whole conversation is ridiculous. He jabbed a finger toward me. You're hormonal and overreacting, and I'm done discussing it. No, I'm done. I stood up, one hand on my belly. Done accepting this treatment. Done with the favoritism. Done with you dismissing my feelings. Don't be dramatic, Dad scoffed. You'll get over it. Actually, I don't think I will, I replied. Not this time. He called again, Mark said 3 weeks later, setting his phone down. That's the 5th time today. What did he say? I asked, folding tiny onesies on our bed. Same as before. He can't understand why you're making such a big deal about this. Says you're being childish by avoiding family dinner. Did he actually apologize yet? No, just said you need to get past this for the sake of family harmony. I shook my head. Translation. I need to pretend it never happened so he doesn't have to acknowledge his behavior. Maya arrived with lunch and updates. Your Aunt Claudia is my new hero. She told your dad's whole golf club about what he did. Apparently, his friends are giving him hell about it. She didn't, I gasped. She absolutely did, Maya grinned. Also, Vanessa called me. What? Why? She wants to meet. Says she needs to talk to you before the baby comes. I agreed to see Vanessa at a neutral cafe the next day. She looked uncharacteristically nervous when she arrived. Thanks for meeting me, she began, fidgeting with her engagement ring. I've been doing a lot of thinking. About Dad, the shower, everything. She took a deep breath. I should have stopped him. I knew it was wrong. Then why didn't you? Because I never do, she admitted. I've always gone along with his favorites game. It was easier. Easier for who? For me, obviously. Vanessa looked down. I didn't realize until now how much it hurt you. It's not just about the shower, I explained. It's a lifetime of this pattern. I know, and I'm sorry. Really sorry. She reached for my hand. Devin and I postponed our engagement party. It didn't feel right going ahead with it. You didn't have to do that. Yes, I did, Vanessa insisted. I also told Dad I won't be involved in family gatherings until he makes this right with you. Good luck with that, I sighed. He's incapable of genuine apology. Maybe, Vanessa agreed. But I'm not playing his game anymore. That's my choice. 2 days later, Dad showed up unannounced at my door. We need to talk, he said gruffly. Now you want to talk? I didn't invite him in. Vanessa and Devin canceled their engagement dinner. She says she won't reschedule until I make things right with you. So you're here because Vanessa demanded it, not because you think you did anything wrong. Dad's shoulders slumped slightly. Can I come in, please? In my living room, he sat awkwardly, looking older than I remembered. Claudia gave me an earful, he began. Said I've been doing this to you since you were a child. She's right. I never saw it that way, he said carefully. I thought I was being fair to both my girls. By consistently prioritizing Vanessa's moments over mine? That's not... He stopped himself. Maybe I have some blind spots. Some? Estelle, I'm trying here. Are you? Because it sounds like you're still justifying rather than apologizing. Dad was quiet for a long moment. I didn't realize how much it hurt you. I should have. Your mother would have seen it clearly. Mom would never have let it happen in the first place. You're right about that. He looked at his hands. I miss her perspective. Without her, I've made mistakes. This wasn't a mistake, Dad. It was a choice. He nodded slowly. A bad one. I was wrong to announce Vanessa's engagement at your shower. Wrong to dismiss your feelings afterward. And wrong about a lot of things before that, too. I stayed silent. I can't change the past, he continued. But I want to do better going forward. For you, for my grandchild. Words are easy, Dad. Actions matter. Tell me what you need from me. I need you to recognize when you're playing favorites. I need real respect, not lip service. And I need you to understand that rebuilding trust takes time. Dad nodded. I understand. And I'm willing to try, if you'll let me. One day at a time, I said. Not quite ready to fully forgive, but willing to open the door to change. We'll see if your actions match your words. 3 weeks later, when I delivered a healthy baby boy, Dad arrived with a small gift and a tentative smile. Is it okay if I come in? He asked Mark. My husband looked to me for direction. I nodded. Dad approached carefully, looking at his grandson with wonder. He's perfect, Estelle. Want to hold him? Are you sure? I'm sure, I said, watching him cradle my son with surprising gentleness. I've been thinking, Dad said quietly, about what you said about actions speaking louder than words. And I've enrolled in a family counseling program. Started last week. He looked up, meeting my eyes. It's time I learned how to be a better father and grandfather. I didn't respond immediately, just watched him with my son. This wasn't complete resolution, but it was a beginning. Not of forgetting, but of rebuilding. One day at a time, Dad, I finally said. One day at a time.